Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, football heartthrob. Yes, I said that right. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to Super Bowl 51 after defeating the Green Bay Packers 44-21 or whatever the final score was. And I have to thank Carlos Days for sending me this tweet during the game. Jesus Christ. Is it really that funny? No. But for whatever reason, I laughed. I laughed out loud when I read it. Genuine LOLs are hard to come by, so thank you, Carlos. I will say, if there is anything on this earth that could convince me to follow Christ, it would be cheese. That's good sports. As you know by now, these episodes are sponsored by CWHemp.com. Use my promo code ThatsGood to get 10% off your order. And let me just tell you, I use Charlotte's Web hemp oil on a daily basis. I have had significant back problems. It has helped with the inflammation when my back flares up. It's also helped with anxiety. This stuff is a great and natural solution for me for these things. So if you have any of these issues, try it out. I'm telling you, I use it every day. I wouldn't have a sponsor for this show unless I believed in the product. Show them some fucking love. On the first play of the game, the kickoff, the Packers' Kentrell Brice injured his shoulder and never returned to the game. That should have been a sign for the Packers. Now, I mentioned Jesus earlier because I learned that he obviously hates the Packers secondary. I mean, what do they do on a week-to-week basis that causes such vengeance from the man upstairs? Is it hookers, prescription opioid abuse, or something far more nefarious like secretly believing Skip Bayless makes a lot of great points? The Falcons marched down the field on their opening drive with plays to Julio Jones, Tevin Coleman, and Mohamed Sanu, the fullback, whatever his name is, and Matty Ice finished that drive shoveling his own pass into the end zone to Mohamed Sanu, taking an early 7-0 lead. The Packers answered immediately with a big completion to Jordy, I don't give a shit if two of my ribs are broken, Nelson. Followed by another first down to Jordy Nelson. Nelson did borrow his rib protection gear from Jamie Lannister. After the game, Nelson thanked Jamie, saying, and I quote, "The rib protection really helped, and if my sister looked like Cersei, I'd fuck her too." End quote. But, like most episodes of Game of Thrones, that drive ended in tragedy as Mason Crosby missed his first field goal attempt. Crosby's last postseason miss was in 2010 against Atlanta. Coincidence? Probably. The Falcons drove it down the throats of the Green Bay defense like they were Ferraris and the Packers were smart cars, which included one wildcat play where Mohamed Sanu pretended to be the quarterback, just like Brock Osweiler did all year long in Houston. However, after a false start penalty, Atlanta settled for 3, going up 10-0. Matty Ice threw for 125 yards in the first quarter, but even after all of that, there was still a feeling that the Packers could win this game. The Green Bay offense was driving again, and the fullback, Aaron Ripkowski, had a first down run and more until Atlanta stripped the ball from his cold, dead hands. And that fumble was only the third giveaway the Packers had in their 8-game win streak, which came to a crashing halt. Green Bay didn't have a pass rush to speak of, and Matt Ryan sliced them apart like a cannibal butcher. Of course, this angered Packers fans in Atlanta. It looks like he's saying, "Go home, bitch." Pretty sure that's what he said, proving my theory, all NFL fans are deplorable assholes. Ryan finished the Falcons' third drive, scorching linebacker Joe Thomas to score his first rushing TD since 2012. Now, late in the second quarter, the Falcons started doing this to Aaron Rodgers. But his biggest weakness is his anti-foot fetish. The first Falcons sack of the game may go down as the lamest sack in QB history for Rodgers. Just tap his foot. Just simply tap his foot. Nobody knew, except for Atlanta, that Rodgers hates having his feet touched. Olivia Munn has almost broken up with him several times because of this. She loves feet. Matt Ryan had a minute 50 left in the half. What did he do? Just drove the offense down the field and threw a touchdown to Julio Jones, giving Atlanta a 24-0 lead at half. Ryan had 271 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown at halftime. The Packers just couldn't catch a break, except for all the breaks that happened to their players' body parts. Corner Micah Hyde left the game with a shoulder injury. Again, the Packers' defensive backs have to stop secretly photographing Mike McCarthy in the shower and showing their friends his wet nudes at church. They are being punished with injuries. These were all the Packers' injuries suffered during the game, not including the TJ Lang knee injury that happened late in the third. After halftime, many thought Aaron Rodgers could be poised for a comeback. Julio Jones said, "Hey, not on my watch, and my watch is a Timex Indiglo. Motherfuckers, I can see the time in the dark. Now watch me score a 73-yard touchdown." That's when I knew the game was over. Atlanta was up 31-0. Green Bay didn't score their first touchdown until they were 5.5 minutes deep into the third quarter. And trust me, there's nothing impressive about being 5.5 deep in anything. Dick joke. Eventually, Green Bay cut the Falcons' lead down to 22 points, 37-15. If you are cutting a lead down to 22 points, you are what doctors call already fucking dead. You're Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense. Spoiler alert. Except we can all see you. Green Bay attempted an onside kick after that touchdown, failed, which killed their momentum by giving Hot Atlanta the ball on the 33. Green Bay, I know nothing will take the sting away from this loss, but just remember, you still have the coolest quarterback in the game. I mean, he ripped the helmet off of Robert Alford and then nudged him to the ground. Rodgers got a personal foul for that play, but the real foul was Robert Alford's flop, like he's playing in the NBA. I mean, is it a coincidence that he wears the number 23? Atlanta, you should be excited. Your offense looks like the Broncos' offense when the Broncos owned you in Super Bowl 33. Without the Broncos, you'd be fucked. Dan Reeves, former Broncos head coach, led you to your first Super Bowl. Now, Kyle Shanahan, son of Mike Shanahan, the coach who beat your ass in the Super Bowl, has led your offense to your second Super Bowl appearance. As a Broncos fan, all I want is for you to thank me for the help. That's all I'm asking, Falcons fans. It was true before the game, and it's true after the blowout. The Falcons are the more complete team. The best quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. The best football teams win Super Bowls. Now the Falcons must prepare for a team that's probably better than them in the New England Patriots. But if Julio Jones can continue to make catches like this, Atlanta just might be unstoppable. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Make sure you subscribe here. Give me a follow on Twitter at Brandon Perna to talk football with me, Super Bowl, prediction episodes, previews, all that shit will be coming up on my channel. So keep on watching it. And check out my friends, CWHemp.com with my promo code, That's Good, for 10% off your order. That's Good, one word.